Good morning. It's the Call Flow Radio Show, and you're on the air.
Good morning. It is your March the 12th. We've got Call Flow Radio Show coming up. The number to call, 434-394-0924. This is Chris Wood with you. But we want to ask you to hold off on your calls for the first half of the program today, because we do have some special guests in our WFLO studio, the Francis E. Wood studio. We have some representatives from the Central Virginia Regional Library. Grace Barlow is here with us. Good morning, Grace.
Good morning.
And we have Sarah Winston here also, who is in charge of some very important little readers.
Good morning.
Good morning. First off, we'll start off with Grace. Give me your full title here.
I am the branch manager for Buckingham.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And you, Sarah, you take care of three different libraries, right?
Yeah, I am the youth services coordinator for the Farmville, Prince Edward, Buckingham, and Cumberland libraries. Those are the three libraries in our system. If you didn't already know that, Cumberland's been with us for about a year now in our system.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's great. It's nice to add another library to the group there. All right, Grace?
We also have Hampton-Sydney and Longwood University as well. So if you come in and they have a book that we don't, we can get it for you. We all share. And a library card will get you access to them as well.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, Grace, tell us about what's going on in the library world here.
Oh, my gosh. Well, Buckingham is growing so much. We've started doing a lot of adult programs, which we weren't concentrating on before. Our turnout for them wasn't that great. But thanks to the Friends of the Library and their funding, we've been able to get an herbalist coming in on Saturdays to do herbal remedies and body butters and creams, and everybody gets to take samples home.
Sounds great.
She's going to be coming back in June. Uh-huh. But this month we've got basket weaving. The lady that's teaching that, she's doing 4 classes. They're already booked. So we're actually taking names to see if anybody else is interested to do something in May. She's donated all the supplies, and everybody who comes leaves with a basket.
Oh, that's I love baskets. I have baskets all over the place. And my ceiling.
I do too. Yeah, you always need them.
Of course.
I mean, it's
absolutely
great. So we've got, for St. Patrick's Day, we've got an Irish movie. It's a musical. It's called The Boys and Girls of County Clare, and we're going to have a discussion on Irish culture afterwards with Frank Howe, who's actually right off the boat there. So that's great. And April is Poetry Month. So we have a local author coming in to read his poetry and give a discussion. And that's about it. We've got, we have other things coming. We have sourdough starter class. We have a ham radio operator gentleman who's offered to come in and talk about that. It's amazing. We've got so many things going on. We have a book club. We're starting a cookbook club in June. So there will be once a month, one Saturday a month, there will be like a potluck lunch, and there will be a theme for every month. Just check with our website and check on Facebook, because we're always adding new things.
Oh, yeah. All right, what's your Facebook? Is it Buckingham County Library?
Yes.
Well, it's Central Virginia Regional Library as one whole, and that's where we post the program events for all 3 branches.
Yes.
Adult and children's programs go on there, as well as on our website, which is cvrl.net.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah. And I want to point out, too, a lot of people don't realize that when you do have a library card, you have access through our website to tons of things. You have a membership with Ancestry.com, which a lot of people are really into now. We have language classes, over 120, free. There is live homework help. There is job search help. There's veterans help, career coaching, and universal
Universal classes.
Over 500 classes, from face painting to Spanish cooking to bookkeeping.
And this is all with this little library
A
card.
little library card. You log on to our website and you can read books, magazines, newspapers. All of that is on there, and it's amazing. So a library card really is the key to everything.
Ah, my goodness.
And we have a lot of resources that are specific for kids within those resources. As Grace was mentioning, transparent languages, our language learning. There are some language classes on there that are specifically designed for children.
Yes.
So I know we have a large homeschooling population in all 3 of our counties. Mm-hmm. So if parents are looking for something to help them with those language resources, that's a place to look. We also now have something I've built up in the collection since I got back to town. I'm originally from here, but went off, had my adventures, and now I'm back.
Now you're a come here.
Yeah. We also have these things called Vox books, and they're books that have a little speaker attached to them, and parents, they also have a headphone jack. I highly recommend these books because they're great for car rides.
Yes.
It reduces the, she's on my side. No, he's on my
Oh,
side.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I had to draw the lines.
Yeah. He's breathing my air. But we have those in the fiction and nonfiction titles. And we have those just in plain English, but we also have them bilingual Mandarin English and bilingual Spanish English. So if you're working on building language skills, for either of those languages, or you just want to expose the kids to it, or you just want to hear it because it's fun. We've got traditional stories, so you guys should definitely check those out. And again, all you need is that library card. And getting a library card is really easy. You just show up at one of the branches with some sort of photo ID, preferably with your current address on it. Mm-hmm. But if not, bring us something else that has your name and address on it. Mm-hmm. You know, it can be a piece of junk mail. We get enough junk mail. We might as well use it for something good. So come on down and get a free library card. And if you've lost your library card, we'll replace it for free. Just come on down.
No questions asked.
Yes. Absolutely.
All right. Well, what about the seeing impaired? Do you have like Braille or I know you've got the large print books and everything, but do you have a Braille system or whatever?
We have a few titles in the children's collections that are in Braille. We also have a large number of audiobooks. Yes. And as Grace was mentioning earlier, the option to get electronic resources, we have both Libby and Hoopla, which you can get the ebooks or the e-audio, so you can listen to stories there, but you can also, my favorite thing, because, well, the viewers can't see this because they can't see me, but I have glasses, and I like to be able to read at night and not fall asleep and break my glasses, so I like making the screen font a lot bigger. You can adjust it. And anybody who needs help setting up their devices for this, they can come into the library and we'll help them out. We have lovely desk staff at all 3 branches. No appointment needed just to get set up on Libby or Hoopla.
Libby or Hoopla. Okay.
We do have a few Braille titles in adult, but like Sarah said,
it's
our
more
audiobooks are extensive. And if there's someone that wants something special, if I can get it, I'll get it. Yeah. I will add it to the collection. So, yeah.
Well, you've got the new library isn't so new anymore. It's a couple of years old?
About
or
5 years old.
5 years old.
We opened right in the middle of COVID. So we opened when we were closed. We had curbside service only.
Oh, man.
But it's a fantastic building. It's just so great. And, my team, I couldn't ask for anything better. We have original artwork murals by Chris Arbo, local artist, that are absolutely fantastic. And it's just so nice to be in that new building. The old building was great. It had personality as well, but it's just really great to be in a new spot. It's wonderful.
Well, now, where is that located?
That is right across from the Food Lion. We're connected. It's the community center complex, right on 15 and Dillwyn.
Oh, great.
Yeah. It's you can't miss it. You can't miss it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, now, Sarah, tell us a little bit about what you have as far as children's programs are concerned.
We have a whole lot, and I brought a physical paper here so I'd remember all of the things. We actually put out a monthly calendar that shows all 3 branches worth of program, and we have it color-coded and shape-coded so that way people can see. You were talking about, visual disabilities. For those who are colorblind, we made it shape-coded too.
Oh, that's good.
It's really funny.
about
When we were first working on this concept to have all 3 branches on one, I had one of our regular parents. I was like, hey, give this a look over from a parent's perspective. Does this make sense? And he said, well, I'm partially colorblind, and these 2 colors look the same. And I was like, well, I'm glad we're doing shapes then, too.
It helps old folks like me as well.
You're not old.
But we have lots of programs in addition to our normal story times, which you can go to as many story times at all 3 branches as you want. There's no limitation on that. So technically, if you really wanted, you could go to 4 story times a week. We have Tuesday, Thursday in Farmville. It is the same program both days, but we were just having so many people coming out to see my lovely staff member, Miss Dawn, at the Farmville branch. I do have a part-time staff member at each branch to help with programming. Wednesdays is when we have them in Cumberland. And Fridays is when we have them at Buckingham with Miss Pearl.
She is fantastic.
She's been at Buckingham longer than I've been in the system this go round.
How long have you been in the system this go round?
So just about a year, a little over a year. But I actually started when this building that we're in right now was the library.
Yes.
Yeah, we are standing about where the children's nonfiction section used to be.
Okay.
Because I remember shelving those books. I started as a volunteer when I was a teenager and then worked at the library through college before I went off and actually got all my degrees and was in Fairfax County for a while getting some experience in. Now I brought all that information back.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a jewel.
Yeah.
Which led to some really cool programs like this Friday. These are a couple of special ones that I really want to shout out for folks. At Buckingham, this Friday at 3:30, we are having it was supposed to be in February. It was a Black History Month program, but scheduling didn't work out for it. So Black History Month, the Time is Right program in partnership with Twin Lakes State Park. I don't know if you know the whole civil rights history with Twin Lakes State Park, but if you want to learn about it, come to Buckingham this Friday at 3:30. If history's not your thing, but maybe reptiles are. I can hear a lot of little kids maybe going, oh, Mom, let's do that.
Yeah, dinosaurs. Wow.
Yeah, so we're going to have at the Cumberland Library this Friday at 3:30 in partnership with Bear Creek Lake. They are bringing out some reptiles and doing a little talk for us, and the kids are going to get to play with a snake. A very safe, tame snake, and nobody is forced to touch the snake. I'm throwing that out there, friends. We've had several reptile programs so far since I've been in the system, and some kids just want to look from a safe distance.
That's fine.
And that is totally okay.
Some of them for that reason have probably never seen a live snake.
Yeah.
When I first started working at the Buckingham Library in the old building, my first day, I went to answer the phone and I looked on the wall and there was a piece of paper and it said, the snake catcher man and the phone number.
Oh
and
my gosh.
What? Are you kidding me? And I never saw one in there, but we did have one actually show up in the new library right after it was built.
Well.
And the girls were like, no, I'm not going in there. I'm not going. And we never found it.
Oh.
I don't know where it went.
I would have tried to take it home and make it my friend.
Decided it read all that it needed to read, so it left.
Exactly.
It didn't want to get any overdue fines.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No worries. It's not interrupting.
No,
we're sharing information.
Sharing information. That's right.
We're all friends here.
Oh, yes.
But I would like to piggyback on something actually you were saying earlier, Grace, that I wanted to mention. Going back to Braille books and other titles that we may not have in our collection. As she mentioned, we can get titles from Longwood and Hampton, Sydney, but we can also do something called interlibrary loan. You can make a request for a book, and we can ask to borrow it, like if it's a very special niche title, from other libraries in the country. We have a person at Farmville that processes our ILLs for the whole system. She's fantastic. Shout out, Linda, if you can hear me.
Yes, hi, Linda.
We love you. because I don't want to do it.
No.
Yeah, but so there are other options as well, in addition to adding things to the collection, because sometimes things are out of print or they're, again, really niche that you're the only person in the county that's going to want to use it for like 6 weeks, and then you'll never want to
Like
see
for
it again.
reference or something like that.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Or just, curiosity to see if you can get it or something. So that is also an option.
All right.
Yeah.
It sounds fantastic as well. I love the sign out in front of the Farmville Library. It gives you information about, what's going on in the programs and stuff like that. Do you have one for?
We have one of those in front of Buckingham as well. We don't have one of the electronic signs in front of Cumberland. We're right next to the school board office in Cumberland. So they have one of those signs that they put, and I think too many flashing signs next to each other we have a classic sign that you have to put the letters up on. And
Well, that's good.
Our branch manager out
Yeah.
there, Kim. Hi, Kim. We love you too.
You do.
She goes out there and updates that for us, and we also print posters and, like I said, flyers, all sorts of things, so that way you can do it all, see it all, and not have to pay a dime except for gas, which, well, that's more than a dime these days.
Yeah. Well, Grace, how long have you been with the library?
Oh my gosh. It's going to be like 8 years. I started as a part-time library assistant, and I took 2 years off. I did some work from home for a little bit, and I couldn't stand it. I missed people, and I missed the library. So I have been branch manager now for just over a year. And, I tell people all the time, if I had known in high school how cool being a librarian was, I would have been so much better. I mean, it is the best job ever.
I can imagine. I have a cabin full of books.
Yeah.
In fact, I have books stacked up to hold a lamp, whatever, use it for. But anyway, being around books is a wonderful thing.
And the people. I mean, I can't tell you. I mean, knowing everybody that comes through that door by name, pretty much mostly, and it's fantastic. It's such a great community, and I'm just so happy to be a part of it. It's wonderful.
Well, the libraries sure have changed, a lot, especially with all the electronics and digital stuff like that. But there's still something about holding a book in your hand.
Yes.
Yes. Ebooks and all that stuff are nice, but there's just something about holding a book and smelling it.
I agree completely. Yeah, the book club that we have, most of the people listen on audio, and I had never ever done that before because I am I like to smell the book too. But it does come in handy. But I'm still a page turner.
It's funny. Kids actually tend to prefer, and youth, they tend to prefer the physical book as well. You would think that was something funny. It's all across the board, all locations, because I noticed this when I was up north too. If I give the kids the option of, you could get it right now digitally, or you can place a hold on the physical book and it'll be in a couple of weeks, they're like, I'm going to place the hold for the physical book. They want that tactile experience, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And going to what Grace was saying about, if she had known in high school, attention high schoolers, we take teen volunteers.
Yes, we do.
And we want to create more programs for teens. So teenagers or parents of teenagers, if you're listening, please stop by the library and ask some questions about that. We'd love to have them. I do require the teens to actually be interested in it. So Mom, Dad, if you're forcing your kid, they might not want to volunteer there, but if your kid even remotely needs any volunteer hours, I promise I can make it fun for them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Community
absolutely.
service hours, anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to ask you something, but it went out of my head.
Oh, that happens.
I was having a senior moment here. Oh, geez, I forgot.
Well, that's okay.
Okay. I came back to me. Donations of books. Now, do you have some certain requirements? What is that all about? Do
I'm
you
going to
take
let Grace talk
donations?
to this.
So right now, currently, the donations all go to the Friends of the Library book sale. Occasionally, we'll add a book to our collection if it's brand new, looking, and it's something that, is relatively current. But we do have requirements. Across the board, people hate to throw books out.
Boy, I do too.
I
can't stand it.
And I sympathize. I really, really do. But a lot of the time, people, they'll leave books and they've been in a barn for a long time. And then there's, coloring books from 1960, or it's amazing what we do get. So we have to be a little bit picky, and right now we are not taking donations because our room is full. The Friends of the Library
At
room
Buckingham
is full.
specifically.
At the new library
Yes,
is full?
It is full. We have a book sale in September. I would like to maybe try to have 2 book sales a year, but right now it's in September. I'm going to do some shifting. We will probably start taking donations again in another 2 months, I would say. But we have a constant rack of books that are for sale, 50 cents a piece. People can come in and shop if they want to.
All right. How do you who pays for the new books that come in? Or do you do
That's part
that
of
type
our,
of thing?
our annual
budget.
annual budget. Each department has I say each department. It's the adults branch managers at all 3 branches, and then myself for children's for all 3 branches. And
Well, what's popular these days with the children? What with the
graphic
books?
novels.
Yes.
Graphic novels. They love the graphic novels. We keep ordering more of them. And again, if anybody has suggestions for titles that they want, or their kid is reading a series that we don't have, please let me know. I will happily order and add it to the collection. And if you request it with your library card number, when the item is in cataloged, you get it placed on hold for you automatically.
Okay.
So
Right, yeah.
You can email me or stop in at any of your branches. Hint, hint, stop in at any of your branches. And shout out to the friends groups of all 3 libraries that Grace was mentioning. The money that they earn from, as she said, helped with adult programs, but it also helps with children's programs. For example, coming up during spring break week, April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, we're having a spring book fest, and the funding from that is from the Friends groups.
Yes.
We're going to have animal skins out for the kids to explore. We're going to do a microgreens program where the kids are actually going to take home their own little teeny tiny greenhouse that they make out of an old Chinese food container.
How cute.
Yeah, it's going to be really adorable. And of course, we give out free brand new books at that, which again are paid for and sponsored by the Friends of the Library groups.
All right. So when you go to the Facebook page or the website or whatever, it's Central Virginia
Regional Library.
And then you do Buckingham or Cumberland or that
It'll just
thing, or
pop
just
up.
it have pop
Yeah.
up all 3.
It'll just all pop
Yeah,
up.
it's at the top right. It says events, and you go down through there. We also have a slider continuously going that shows what's coming up soonest that's like really hot and exciting. And we also have, children's books clubs too, throwing that in there one more time for more programs. I'm like, I have 12 million programs. I could tell you about all of them, but then we'd be here all day and everybody would tune out.
And then our website is cvrl.net.
Yeah.
And that also you can go on there and you can select which location and look at the calendar that corresponds with that.
Yeah. Well, you
for
might
what's
want to check
going
out
on.
farmvillenow.com as well.
We've been posting
we've been
events on
posting
there.
on that, which
Very
is
good.
great.
All right. Very
It's
good.
really great.
Very good.
In fact, I was talking to your colleague about how to streamline that process for us because I'm hoping last summer we had 97 children's programs during the summer reading period. This year I'm shooting for 100 programs. Now that does also include our story times and such, but we have a lot of special programs during the summer, so I'm really hoping.
One
good.
thing I did forget, because we haven't really got it online yet, we have been given telescopes from some local groups, and they're going to train us on them. And we're going to be using them for some programs, and then eventually people will be able to check them out to take home.
Oh, that is so great.
It's not,
I am a stargazer.
We have them in our hands, but we haven't been trained yet. So that's up and coming, but that's really exciting, I think.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Well, listen, this has been fantastic.
Oh, we
I mean, the
loved
time
it.
has flown by. Could talk all during the Call Flow show. But we want you to come back
We'd
We'd
love,
love
to.
to.
on
Absolutely.
a regular basis,
Great.
maybe once a month or whatever, to let us know what's going on.
Sure.
And
Absolutely.
because nothing's better than a good book, as far as
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
concerned.
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe a good meal, or no, I'm just kidding.
And a library.
And a library card.
Yeah, there we go.
Absolutely.
Librarians are search engines with
Yes,
heart.
I have my
Yes.
I have my library card.
Good.
I do. All right. Well, thank you so much, Sarah and Grace.
Thank
It's
you.
been a pleasure.
All
Thank you
right.
so much for having us.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Have a
You
great
too.
remainder of your day and enjoy this pretty weather.
Yes. Good
All
week,
right.
friends.
Thank you, Chris.
All right. We got our birthdays and perhaps anniversaries on tap. And let's see here. We got Noah.
Hello, Chris.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going good. We'll
Great to
talk a little
hear.
bit later. Right now, we got
Oh,
birthdays.
Yes, we do. All right. Birthdays for what's today? Is
The 12th.
The 12th. Oh my goodness. Goodness
Already.
gracious. All right. So starting off the birthday list, we have Colin and Brooks Richards of Pamplin will be 4 years old today. 4 years old. That's a great age. Also celebrating is Savannah Redford. Also Chris Dodge having a birthday as well. Jamie Mayton. And last but not least, Charles Blevins celebrating a birthday today.
Okay, no anniversaries.
No anniversaries. No.
All right. Well, tell them how they can get those names to us.
Sure thing. They can call in at 434-394-0924. They can email us at birthdays@wflo.net, or they can send birthdays to us directly from our website. That is wflo.net under the on-air mentions page. There's a category for birthdays. You just punch in your birthdays that
Or
you want,
anniversaries.
or anniversaries, or your dog's birthday.
Oh.
Idgy. I'm talking about Idgy here.
Idgy.
Yeah.
Hers was the 22nd of March.
Oh, goodness. So we'll be celebrating that soon, I guess.
Yes, we will.
Okay.
No, 27, excuse me, the 22nd of February.
Oh, okay. So we
Oh,
passed.
Lord have mercy. Yes.
And also, I'm just noticing Colin and Brooks Richards. I wonder if they might be twins, 4 years old.
Yeah.
Colin and
Could be
Brooks.
twins. Oh.
Yeah, Richards.
Oh, okay.
Richards being the last name, Colin and Brooks being two
Yeah.
first names.
Yeah. So, yeah, that twins.
Wow.
We used to have
4-year
triplets
Oh,
come through,
goodness
too.
gracious.
Yeah. That was
Now
kinda
that's
cool.
a nightmare. That's like when I know God, is like trying to put a curse on. He's like, give him
No,
triplets,
that's 3 times the joy.
3 times the breaking of
Joy.
glass and knocking things over.
Yeah, well.
Triple,
3, get them all over with at one time.
I guess. Yeah, that's one way to look at it.
Oh, all right. Excuse me. For the right legal advice, visit Terry Atkins Wilson, PC, on Main Street in Farmville. I've got a frog in my throat for some reason. Anyway.
Have you been down by the creek at all? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, no.
Okay. So,
No, but I have heard a few peepers out
okay.
recently.
Interesting.
All right. It is Wednesday. It's time for our recipe of the week.
A recipe of the week?
Yes.
Okay.
And what I should have done was put up something for St. Patty's Day. But I've got $1 million green beans. So we've got something green.
Okay.
All right. $1 million green beans. This is a bright and tender with it's a great casserole with a sweet, salty glaze, served with crumbled bacon on top. And if you don't want to use the bacon for you people with the alpha-gal or whatever, that's all. It sounds like it'll be all right too. All right, here are your ingredients: 6 slices of bacon, coarsely chopped.
Yes.
Half a cup of finely chopped onion. 3 cloves of garlic, minced. 1/3 cup of packed brown sugar. 3 tablespoons of reduced sodium soy sauce, and 2 10-ounce packages of frozen whole or cut green beans thawed and drained, and crushed red pepper to taste. All right, that's optional.
Yes.
Okay. Here are your directions. You gather all the ingredients. You cook the bacon in a very large skillet over medium heat until crisp, about 5 to 8 minutes. Using a slotted spoon or tongs, remove to a paper towel lined plate, okay? Drain the bacon grease, reserving 1 tablespoon of the drippings in the skillet. Now you add your onion and your garlic in the skillet and cook over medium heat until the onion is tender, stirring off in about 2 minutes. And I can smell it right now. How wonderful that's going to be. Anyway, you add the brown sugar and the soy sauce into the skillet. You cook and stir over medium-low until the mixture begins to thicken, about a minute. You add the beans in the skillet, cook until the beans are tender and the sauce is glaze-like. And that's about 5 minutes, so it doesn't take very long.
Sure.
Then you serve the beans topped with the crispy bacon, if you wish, and the crushed red pepper, if desired. Now, doesn't that sound
That sounds
absolutely
nice. I like crushed red pepper a lot. Just adds a nice little kick to the dish.
Yes,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, it says onions. Now, I'm sure you can add garlic as well to that.
Yeah, well, you do.
Yeah.
You do.
Oh, that's in the recipe.
Yeah,
okay.
3 cloves of
I totally missed
garlic
that. I'm sorry.
minced. Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Amazing.
saying. When you add the onions and the garlic in there, that aroma is just, when they marry, it's just going to be great. Anyway, so there's your $1 million green beans for St. Patrick's Day. Green.
St. Patty's. All right.
Okay. Anyway, so we'll
Very
have
nice.
that posted
Yes, we will.
a little later on in the day. And so now I'm going to ask you, how was the wedding this weekend?
Oh, my God, Chris. Oh, my gosh. Oh, boy.
What?
Oh boy! I mean, I don't know how much I can get into it because I know my dad's listening right now, and he's like, don't say it. Like I can picture him in a van somewhere in Virginia, just being like, what is he gonna say? I'll tell you this,
Okay.
and I don't think I'm revealing too much information by telling you this a little
All
bit.
right. Don't make me sorry I asked.
No, I won't.
Okay.
I won't. Okay,
All right.
well, let's start off with my nonna came into town, right? My nonna, grandmother for the layman. You know, she is Italian. She is zesty,
I
full
just
of
would
life.
love to meet her.
She's
I would
great.
love to meet
She's
her.
great. John met her.
you
She
did?
stopped by the station yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday?
Just for like a
sorry,
minute.
mister,
Oh,
yeah.
it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, darn. All right.
Anyways, she came down, right? And actually, the same night she came down, I hit that deer with the. So, anyways,
Would you think that was an omen?
I think that was a bad omen. No. So basically, you know, my nonna came down, and her birthday was on Thursday, right? So I don't think I got to mention this really, but for her birthday, we do have a caller. We can hop to the phone real fast
Well-
because it's a bit of a lengthy story.
Okay, but save it.
Okay, sure,
All right?
sure.
Okay. All right. We will take this caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Henry. How are you?
I'm fine, and I hope you are well both.
We are well, yes.
Good. I'd like to ask y'all to be alert today, especially be alert today, because I understand there's a shortage of alerts, so we need more alerts. So, anyway, there was a lady standing in line at the bank, and the guy in front of her was wearing a mask, and he pulled a gun and told the cashier to hand him the money. When the robber reached out to take the money, his mask slipped down, and he quickly pulled it back up, and he asked the clerk, "Did you see my face?" And the clerk said, "Well, yes, I guess I did." Boom, he shot him. He turned to a lady standing behind him and said, "Lady, did you see my face?" She said, "No, sir, I did not. But my husband here did." Yeah,
Oh, that is so bad.
that was terrible, wasn't it?
Whoa.
Well, there was a guy taken before the judge. He had stolen 2 apples. And so he went to court, and he was told he had to pull a week in jail for each item. And he was told, "You stole 2 apples, so that's 2 weeks in jail." And his wife spoke up and said, "Judge, he also stole a bag of jelly beans.
Okay, we're on the husband-wife theme
Yes,
today. Okay, that's good.
Okay, all right. You know, I don't know if I told you about the fellow that got sunburned really badly, and they had to graft some skin to put on his face because he got burned so badly. And he said he never did figure out where they got the skin from, but ever since, every time he gets tired, his face tries to sit down.
Now we know where they got the skin, right?
Nah, that's a clue. Yeah. I remember one time, you know, I used to wear the cowboy hats all the time. The late Monroe Evans gave me my first cowboy hat back not long after I went to work there at Flo, and so I always wore them. But one day, I took my hat off, and there was a frog sitting on my head. And a guy standing there looked and said, "Hey, what happened?" And the frog said, "Well, he started as a wart on my tail."
Okay, can you explain that?
Then there was a guy that sat on his false teeth, and he bit himself.
Oh, Henry.
Oh, Henry, that sounds like it might be a lasting name.
Yeah.
Anyway, see, if you laugh, it makes me continue.
Oh,
But anyway,
okay.
I don't want to take up all your time, but Mrs. Maggie Beard, a devout Christian lady, and her daughter, Mary, is married to Carl Allen, better known as Bo Allen. They live out in Buckingham. And back when Mary was in high school, she and several other students hid behind the school and smoked cigarettes. Well, when Mary got off the school bus that evening, her mom was waiting at the bus stop. And her mom told her, "Mary, today I saw you with something in your mouth that should have never been there." And Mary said that was the last cigarette she ever smoked. You see, God had given Maggie Beard a special gift.
Yeah.
And she was faithful in using that gift for the glory of Christ. I was blessed to have known her, and I learned a lot from her. She and I had become special friends and experienced half a dozen supernatural events in which she was used by the Lord. So I'm thankful that I got to know Ms. Maggie Beard.
All right.
And so a great influence to everybody. And I have shared some of the stories, I believe, but anyway, she was a very, very special lady. And so I thank you all for listening, and if anybody wants to talk to me, forget it. I mean, no, my number is 414-0096.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you all, and God bless. Hey, I hope to talk to you tomorrow, if you don't mind.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
Take
you.
care. All right. Have a great day.
God bless.
All right. Bye-bye.
You all too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right.
Henry Fulcher.
Henry Fulcher.
There was a lot of wife jokes, or
Yeah. Yeah.
jokes for the wives.
I hope I can remember some of those, but I probably won't.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm
Well-
not good. Well, tell me the story.
Well, Chris, so
Continue with Nana.
I'll try to keep it brief. Yeah, so Nana had a
Nana.
birthday Thursday. I went over to kind of celebrate it with her, and some of the grandkids were there as well. And
This
other
was last week, right?
yes, last week. And so I get there. I didn't get her a gift. I got her a gift a couple of months before I sent it in the mail. It was a puzzle. Now, it was a puzzle of old between like the 40s and 50s advertising of Italian products. So
It was a jigsaw puzzle, right?
it was a jigsaw puzzle,
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
but of like old actual like advertising of
Right.
like Italian products of the 40s and 50s.
Right.
It was a cool puzzle. I was like, oh, Nana would love this. So, anyways, I sent it down a couple of months ago, right? And when I first sent it down, she got it. She was like, Noah, thank you so much. Blah blah blah. Yada yada. This is great. And then like a week later, she called me and she was like, so what do you want me to do with this puzzle? I'm not gonna. You want me to put it together so you can frame it and put it on your wall? I don't want this puzzle. What are you doing?
Did she really?
She said that, yeah. A week later, after thanking me so much, she was like, oh, I'm not going to touch this puzzle. Why are you sending me puzzles? You're wasting stamps. This is a terrible crime. And so anyways, she said that, and I always had that in the back of my head. So I'm like, she hated the puzzle, so next gift that I give her cannot be a puzzle. Anyway, so I get to her birthday party on Thursday, right? And she looks at me. She was like, "No, I got you a gift. I got you a gift. Your brother has it, but ask him for it. He'll give it to you." And so we're all sitting around, and I was like, "Josh, do you have a gift? Nana got
Is it
me
the puzzle?
No. That would be funny.
That would be funny.
No. I'll tell. Like,
Okay.
and so I was like, do you have a gift that Nana got me for her birthday?" Like, that doesn't, I should be giving her a gift, but she's giving me one. And anyway, so he's like, yes, I do. He reaches behind himself, right, and pulls out a gift bag. On the gift bag, Chris, are you familiar with the television show Paw Patrol?
Yes, yeah.
It's a Paw Patrol gift bag of, like, the dogs of that show. It's a kids show for, like, ages between 2 and 6. And so there's a Paw Patrol gift bag, and I'm like, my first reaction was like, Nana, I love gift bags. Thank you so much, right? And she's like, no, well, that's not it. Open it up. And so I was like, all right, I'm getting like nervous, right? Because I'm like, what is this all about? What's going to be in the gift bag? I open up the gift bag, Chris. It's another gift bag, a smaller gift bag of Paw Patrol.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it?
She got me two, and she was like, "Oh, I thought you would enjoy them. I thought you would like them. It's cute. I'm like, no, I don't watch Paw Patrol. Like, I've never seen an episode of Paw Patrol." And then she was like, "Yeah, no, don't you like them, Noah?" It turns out later on, I found this out. She did that to shock me, and I think it was revenge for the bad puzzle. I don't know that for sure, but I have a good suspicion that it was revenge for the puzzle, because she kept on being like, "Oh, I love the puzzle," like sarcastically, and I'm like, this is if this is your idea of a joke, it's really funny actually. Like I'm impressed. Like
Yeah.
good job.
Okay. All right.
So anyways, that happened, and then we had a wedding rehearsal on Friday.
Right.
The day before the big day.
Big day.
And all a rehearsal is people walking. And so anyways, I had to be there. By the way, Chris, I didn't know I had to be there. I was told by my brother, who's getting married, Noah, you don't have to be there because you're not a part of the rehearsal. You're not a part of the wedding at all. You're just attending, so don't worry about showing up, right? He told me that weeks ago. And so I was under the impression Friday night, it's going to be me, maybe, I don't know, Starsky and Hutch watching some television, enjoying a good book, who knows? The evening's young. But anyways, the day before, like Thursday night, Jay was like, "Oh, you have to be at the rehearsal. Actually, you have to walk Nana down the aisle." And I was like, Jay, you're telling me this now. Why? Like, how? Like, the day before the rehearsal, really? And he was like, "I'm sorry, I meant to bring it up earlier, but I just forgot. I got a lot of wedding stuff." And I'm like, okay. But now you're dragging me along with your shenanigans, right? So anyways, I begrudgingly go to this rehearsal that I did not want to go to because I'm living my life, Chris. I got things I got to do, and I can't
Like watch Starsky and Hutch.
Yes, exactly, and other things as well.
Of course.
But so anyways, I go to this rehearsal. And Nana's there, and I have to walk her down one time. And then by the end of the walking down the aisle, she's like, "Let's just sit down." Like she was like, "I'm not going to walk again. That's it." So I showed up to like a 3.5 hour. It's like the length of The Godfather, like a 3.5 hour long rehearsal. that just kept on happening, going on and going on, and people, Jason stumbling in, like my brother down the aisle. He's just like walking, and I'm watching people walk back up and down, and I'm just sitting in the front row, and I'm like, why am I here? I don't have to be here for this. But I am. And so anyways, the entire time, I will say the only benefit was that I was sitting next to Nana, because she was like, what the heck is this? Why are they doing this again? And I'm like, Nana, I don't know. I guess they're not good at walking. They have to do it a couple of times so, they nail it down. Sure. And she's just like rolling her eyes the entire time. Anyways, the rehearsal ends, right? It's over.
And then you have dinner, right?
Then we have dinner, yeah. By the way, interesting to note, and I should make a note of this, my parents were invited to the rehearsal, obviously, parents of the groom. They did not attend. They were smart. They had other, because it's a long process, and all you're doing is walking. Like, you don't have to show up to a rehearsal. So they didn't end up going at all. And so it was just me and then my other brother who's in the party, the bridal party, and my sister. But my parents were smart. They did not attend because they knew how long it's going to take. So anyways, parents didn't go, so it's just me and siblings and then Nana, right? And so dinner comes. They give us sandwiches, the width of a those pencils that you use, like they're at gas stations for the lottery, the small green pencils. It was the size of that. Like, it was the smallest little sandwich that fit perfectly in your palm, and you were expected to take one. And that was it for you, one sandwich and one small tiny bag of chips. And I'm like, I've been here for 3 hours. I'm going to take a tray of sandwiches with me because this is insane. Anyways, we sit down, we start eating, and then, of course, they, wanted to make it was nice. I'm not ragging, but like it was long. It was long, Chris. If you thought waiting for a Walmart pickup was a long wait, oh boy, you don't even have a clue. So anyways, we're eating, and I'm like, okay, at least we're going to be done. And Jay also promised me it would be under 2 hours. He was like, it's going to be like an hour and 20 minutes, I'm there 2.5 hours in. I'm eating my palm sandwich, and finally, somebody came up and they were like, hey, we're going to be doing little speeches. I'm like, it's not the wedding day. Why are we doing speeches, And so each table, they went around each table. There was 20 tables. So the thing took 5.5 hours long. And but they went around each table telling stories about my brother and his
Was this at
his
the
wife.
rehearsal?
This was at the rehearsal.
Oh,
and
my
I'm
gosh.
like, I just want to go home. My car was severely damaged by a deer, and it's getting late. And I can't afford another deer to run into my windshield. I'm sorry. I just don't have that kind of money. So anyways, each table is going around and around, and the time is just adding up and adding up. And by the time I get out of there, it's 11:30 at night. No, no, I'm kidding. But it was it was late. It was a long rehearsal. And so I get home, and I'm like, I just want to sleep. I was so tired. And then I don't think we're going to have enough time to get into the actual wedding. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about it tomorrow.
That maybe tomorrow.
But
okay.
I kind of set the audience up for this is what happened the day before, then the rehearsal. So I guess if you tune in tomorrow, you'll hear about the actual wedding, which is much worse than you would expect.
My
No, I'm
gosh.
kidding.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right.
That's all I got.
I can't wait.
I'm gonna leave you guys on a cliffhanger. You won't believe what happened. You won't believe what my father said at the wedding.
Everybody tune in tomorrow for the conclusion of Noah's wedding experience. All right. That's enough.
All right.
We had it.
Sounds good.
I can't
Recipe
wait.
will up. I can't wait for the $1 million green beans.
Green beans?
Yeah. I'm excited for that.
Okay. All right. Everybody take care. Have a great remainder of your day. Enjoy this nice weather, too.